Hello, this is old Mr. Kent of MrKent.com, and it's been a while since I've put up a flying video. We've been busy. My granddaughter had her wedding celebration, and 100 people or more showed up, and so there was a lot of preparation and then a lot of cleanup after that. So today it's getting cloudy, so I thought I'm going to go out and fly my drone, and the only excuse I had was to look at the canal that's on the right side of that inset, and I take off from, I ride my e-bike from the starting location at the bottom and go around a couple of little jogs and get up here at the top, and then I'll fly my drone over to the east and we'll look at that canal. This little canal here that runs next to us is just, a small one off of that. Here's where I make the little jog, and they're over there doing something, and those are blue water pipes. So they're actually doing some stuff for the new home construction that's supposed to take place there. So anyway, we'll go on down here, and if you look at the shadows of my arms, it's no wonder my shoulders are sore after I go for an e-bike ride on a dirt road, because it's just the handlebars just jar you back and forth. So now I'm getting up to the corner here, and this is kind of a steep grade. You go down, and then coming back up, I just use the throttle on my e-bike because it's too much trouble to try to pedal up there. So anyway, we get down here. This is the road that I crashed on further on down the line here. And so I've taken off from this location before when I wanted to get a video of the cement plant that's just to the north of this location, which you'll see as we take off. Now there's trees there, and I did not want to take off underneath of a tree limb. So you'll notice when I come to a stop, first thing I'm going to do is look up in the sky and see if I'm under a tree limb, which I'm not. That's a good rule to follow, because if you take off under a tree limb and then fly out from under it, well, then when you do return home, it'll come down into the tree. So you don't want to take off underneath a tree limb, just in case you've ever thought about it. So here we are, we're climbing up, and the area that's right in front of us is called Queen Creek, and you can see where the creek runs from the right to the left and goes on down past my favorite flying park. And way out in the distance, way, way out there, beyond those hills that you saw, is where this canal begins. It's 336 miles long from beginning to end, and it comes from the Parker Dam, which is on the Colorado River, and Lake Habisaw, I guess. They pump it up 800 feet from the lake, and then it's all downhill from the rest of the way. So this little canal right here, I wasn't sure if there was actually a canal or if there was pipes coming from the main canal over here. So it's just a simple canal, and comes from the main canal. Now that right there is a levee, because coming down behind that is the Queen Creek from up in those mountains, and it really flows heavy. And then this that you see here, this is the actual canal that goes 336 miles from up at the dam all the way down just a little beyond Tucson. And the water that goes down, it takes about 3.5 days for a drop of water to go from the lake up at the Colorado River down to where the canal empties out in Tucson. That right there is the pipe for the Queen Creek when it's flooding and running down from the mountains. You can see where it goes under the levee up there, and then comes through these pipes and goes on down into to the rest of the creek, goes on down past where I used to live and that park that I used to fly out of, and but there's the pumping station. They pump the water out of the canal and into that canal looking straight at us here. And so that's not the longest canal in the world, but it's one of the longest. The longest one is in China, and it's actually 1,100 miles long. This canal is 336 miles long and starts way beyond those mountains way up there ahead of us there, and comes on down through the central Arizona area. So when I got that all finished, and I figured out that the water was actually carried in a canal coming to where it comes past our house. So looking straight ahead, that it feeds water on to the west there into those fields, and then it's right here is where it cuts and turns left, and that is the canal that goes down past where I live. But I decided, well, as long as I'm along this road, which is where I crashed my bike, there I am. That's me standing down there. I thought I'd go find the location from the air. And you're asking, why are you so concerned about the where you crashed? I don't know. I couldn't do anything for 6 weeks. Couldn't fly my drone, and still have a little tiny bit of pain in my shoulders, or in my left shoulder, but it's nothing to be. It doesn't bother me. But the main thing is I have a little pain in all my joints because I have some arthritis. So going on down here, I decided I better get as low as I can and still keep good contact with the controller. So I got it down to below 50 feet, and I didn't want to get too low and lose connection with it. So we come down here, and right about in coming up here, that first tree, the shadow from that first tree and the one right next to it, that's about where I crashed my e-bike. And if you've been following my channel, I've got a couple of videos previous to this where I went out and tried to figure out why I crashed. But looking straight down like this, it's just a one, like the path I was riding on before we left the e-bike. It's just a one-lane dirt road, and you can see there are some ruts in it, but most of the ruts are gone because people, they ride their side-by-sides and their four-wheelers and their motorcycles, and they gun along here, plus the maintenance trucks and so forth. And so the ruts that were there after the summer monsoon season, they've all been pretty much flattened down. But you can still see, as you'll see, you can still see the rut that flipped me over on my bike. And if you're interested how that happened, I'll put some links to those other videos in the description, or maybe just at the end of the video. So as we're coming along here, I'm looking with my monitor on my smart controller. It's hard to see anything, but I know this was about where I crashed my e-bike. And so I'm going to straighten it around here and start looking down. I'm looking for 3 rocks. As in previous videos, I found there was 3 rocks that just happened to be there that were just a little bit ahead of where I crashed. So now as we get right here, you'll be able to see, I'll point out the 3 rocks. There they are right there. So that means about 10 feet up on the picture is where the rut was that I crashed with. So there they are. This is from a bike ride that I took. There's the 3 rocks, and straight ahead you can see the ruts. So they're almost gone, but that's the rut that tripped me up. So anyway, well, hope you enjoyed the video. I enjoy making them, and I'll be putting up some more now that things are slowing down here at home. I want to thank you for watching, and God bless.